from Srkcycles.com. We have a 2014 Triumph America. And this is a... Oh man, I looked it up. Let me look it up again. I forget what the size on this was. 865cc Triumph. Awesome. And it's so clean. It has like 700 miles on it. The bike's in perfect shape. Check it out. Let's take it for a spin. 784 miles. That's nuts. A great bike to be riding on this dreary... What month are we in? October? October day. Morning. Dreary October morning. Something special about these Triumphs. Am I running out of gas? No, just in too high of a gear. Something special about these Triumphs. I'm not sure what it is. But I do like them, and they are a lot of fun to ride. Triumph is kind of like the underdog in the bike world, you know what I mean? It's not a very big company, but they've been making bikes for a long time. And they do a great job, and they have a lot of heritage. I mean, they have a lot of heritage. You hear when people tell stories about owning and riding bikes back in like the 70s, it's either a Harley, a Triumph, or a Honda. Probably in that order. Now this bike is no Rocket. It's no Rocket 3, but I mean I'll show you. It definitely gets up and goes. It's definitely a lot of fun to ride. It's an inline twin, and it's a pretty smooth ride. Inline twin is definitely smoother than a V-twin. But not as smooth as like an inline 4. The more cylinders you get, the smoother you get. That's why you have companies like what is it, Dynan? No, there's a BMW company that I forget what they're called. There's a company that takes BMWs, and they'll take let's say a 500 horsepower V8, and they'll throw in a 484 horsepower V12 because it's smoother. They're not just doing it for the gain in power, because it's smoother. My buddy at BMW was telling me about that. You know, this bike's not a beast. It's not although it is a big bike. I'm 6'2", I feel real comfortable on it. It's actually a very similar riding position as I would feel like on like a electric glide. You know, my knees are out of 45. My hands are right out. I'm sitting upright. So this is definitely a position that you could be riding for a long time. Shifts super smooth, cable clutch, really light. I had the high idle button out. It's not really the kind of bike that you rev up when you're in a bridge. It doesn't do anything. This guy's going. This guy's name is Gingrich. That is Newt Gingrich right there. You see his tag? Apparently Newt Gingrich drives an all-wheel drive IS 250. Amazing. That's why you watch this channel. Because you're learning all kinds of cool stuff. This thing gets up to speed, no problem. Handle's nice and nimble, like what you would expect from a bike like this. It just bow, bow, kick it in the corners. I could see a lot of different people riding this bike. I could see a beginner hopping on this bike and feeling pretty comfortable. As a beginner, you'd probably be like, man, this thing's so fast. I could also see someone who's been riding for a long time just love riding this bike. Just, you know, it's something about it. It's not slow. It's a Triumph America. That's what it is. It's fun. It's a nice clean bike. It's a good lug. It's really breaking out of the mold of a black bike. Fact. 99.9857% of all bikes on the road are black. The fact that you have a red bike, people are like, hey, what's going on over here? You know, what's up with that red bike that's not black? I'm gonna bang through the gears a little bit for y'all. All bikes are fun. This is a bike. This bike is fun. That's called a math. That's called math. That's called a math equation. Triumph has done a great job at using modern technology, but keeping it look like it's old technology. Like, you look in there, you think there's a carburetor in there. But I'm pretty sure it's fuel injected. And that's just kind of their thing. That's definitely their thing. That's what they like. They think the engine and the carburetor and all that stuff that we're used to, they think that's beautiful. They're probably like, Triumph, what is that? They're British. So however British people talk, they think that's awesome. And then they go and they eat like, they have tea and eat like crumpets and stuff like that. Alright guys, that wraps up the Triumph America. Do they ride a Triumph America in Britland? Is the big question. Maybe they call it a Triumph. Maybe in the Britland. I know it's not Britland, guys. I know that. Just joking around. Alright guys, that wraps up the test drive for the Triumph America with less than 800 miles. You're basically getting a brand new bike for like half the price. This is Sean signing out. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. See you guys later.